Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Breakthrough Incorporated and Homes for You. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Kent Adams here. It's the 12th of December. Can you believe we're getting close to Christmas? Perhaps even more importantly, we're getting close to New Year's Eve. We'll talk about that coming up in a minute. Susan Senske O'Neil is here. She's the chair of Puttin on the Ritz, which is the New Year's Eve party in town. Tom Clark from the Spokane Association of Realtors. He's a realtor himself and a volunteer chair of the Children's Clubhouse. He ensures that enough realtors are there to help house that at Sacred Heart Hospital. Margaret Albaugh is here. She's a photographer. You're going to get a chance to see some of her beautiful photography. And then Sarah Webb, who is a life coach, and maybe she'll give me some advice. Next on the Pulse of Spokane.
Hi folks, Sammy Eubanks here, inviting you to join us for our Blue Christmas show with our very special guests, the Zach Cooper Band, December 22nd, 8 p.m. at the Knitting Factory Concert House in downtown Spokane. Tickets are available from all the band members all over town. You can go to SammyEubanksLive.com for more information. Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Larry Myers, owner of River Ridge Hardware. Welcome to our garden center here on the corner of Garland and Driscoll. We have fresh plants that come in weekly from all of our local growers. We can make your garden look like our garden. Here at River Ridge, we've been here 30 years. We're your full-service neighborhood hardware store. This is our sprinkler aisle where my knowledgeable staff will help you put together your sprinkler system so it will make your yard lush, green, for the spring and summer. This is River Ridge Hardware's rental center where we provide a multitude of equipment for rent for the do-it-yourselfer. Next time you're working on your home or yard this spring and summer, stop by, say hi, and we'll help you get the project done.
Mike's on.
Well, Susan, it's that time of year, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
and-
very busy.
Yeah. I know you mentioned you won't even get home until later tonight. That's the kind of day you have today, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have to admit some of that's fun this evening.
Oh, I don't think
So I
that's
dressed for
allowed.
the evening.
I checked your schedule, and fun is not on the schedule.
There isn't a lot.
Yeah. Speaking of fun, there's something coming up. This is what year of Puttin on the Ritz?
This is the 5th year.
Fifth year. Okay. And tell me, what is this all about, and how can people get tickets, and what fun are you going to have?
Well, first to get tickets, you need to call the box office, or you go to ticketswest.com and enter Puttin on the Ritz on the search.
Right.
The fun begins in the evening with dinner at 9.
Blue Mike.
And they need...
Go ahead. Go on.
And they need to, the guests, dinner will be served at 9, not 10, 9.
Okay.
And that's when the time the event starts. There is a 20-piece band, and there'll be 5 vocalists. We will also have entertainment, which is...
I tell you what, for some reason your mic's not working. Let's take a quick break and come back so we can
Okay.
get all this, okay?
Okay.
Can we put a spot in here real quick?
See you tomorrow night, and thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rada Paint, over 80 years of quality, tradition, and trust. Find it in every can.
To help you be safe, Washington state law requires you to call 811 2 full business days before you plan, for example, to dig, drill, plow, pull from, or pound anything into the ground. Be prepared to provide the operator with the correct address, cross street, and the description of your work. You must mark the dig area with white paint. The operator will inform you of the utilities notified of your impending excavation. Wait for all their marks. Be safe and dig with care.
The economy is getting...
Well, welcome back. Susan, sorry we had a little mic
That's all
problem,
right.
and we want to hear you as well to see you, okay?
Thank you.
Because you've got good information
Yes,
about
yes.
Puttin on the Ritz. 5th year this year,
yes,
right?
it is a very fun party.
Okay.
And it is a party that doesn't dissipate once the ball drop comes at
Yeah.
midnight, because people are having such a wonderful time. 2 years ago, they wouldn't even let the band stop playing. At 20 minutes after they were finished, already played for 5 hours.
Right.
They, they were just...
Where's this on our contract,
That's right. But they were good sports,
Yeah.
and finally the party just had to end.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun for all generations.
Okay.
We have 20-year-olds, 26-year-olds, 86-year-olds, and it works.
Whew, I'm in
They
there
have such a-
somewhere toward the top, but
Well,
we
we're
won't
not
go there.
going to say where I
Okay,
am.
yeah.
That's a secret. At any rate,
57, you told me earlier.
57,
Okay,
yeah, well,
yeah.
that's on the upper edge. No, and so we have a 20-piece band.
Yes.
We have 5 vocalists. We'll also, in that band is a man named Orlando Sanchez from South Florida.
Yes.
And he is well known for his percussions and his little bongo drums.
Right.
And he has brought some really wonderful Latin grooves to the Masterclass Big Band.
Fun.
And Masterclass, over the last year or two, has been working on it, and they've become a very inclusive band. So when you hear big band, it's not all Glenn Miller. It's a span from Uptown Funk to big band sound.
Right.
And it's a lot of fun. We have dinner at 9, and then at 11 we serve dessert and just celebrate and party in between. And even people who don't dance have a wonderful time.
Oh, fun.
I have videos going up on the screen of world champion professional dancers.
Ooh, okay.
And people are utterly entertained.
So they're
by
all
that.
your videos, your personal videos.
Yes, and
Yeah.
people are so entertained by that.
Right.
And the music is great.
Now,
It's
where is
wonderful.
this? Is this any place we might know in
Oh,
Spokane,
you might.
Washington?
It's the historic Davenport
Yeah.
Hotel, and it's held in the Hall of Doshas and the Grand Pennington Ballroom.
Ooh,
and the
nice.
party, the 2 rooms are melded together for the party.
Okay.
Because the Grand Pennington doors are left wide open.
Oh.
You can see the band from the Hall of Doshas. And this year new, we're bringing in some special speakers for the Hall of Doshas, so that band music feels as if it's being played right
fun.
next to you there.
Fun.
So it's a lot of fun.
Now, this isn't a come in your jeans. This is kind of
no.
a dress-up affair, isn't it?
This is black tie preferred or dressy cocktail. And
Okay.
black tie preferred means if you own a tuxedo, we would really appreciate you
yeah.
wear it. If you don't, then a suit is fine, and dressy cocktail if you don't have a gown. We
Okay.
want people to be able to come and enjoy this, but we also want to keep it a very special evening.
That's fun.
And women love to dress up.
Oh, I'll bet. I'll bet.
Yeah, I think that's
We
why
guys
this is,
just put up with it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
That's why I think this is such a success.
Yeah.
Is we dress up.
Yeah.
And
And we
women
don't
love
do
to do
that.
that.
You, women especially, don't get to do that all the time. do
Not
you?
in Spokane.
Not
no.
in Spokane,
Uh-uh.
yeah. So how
And
much does this cost?
This is $130 per person.
Per person? Okay.
Which is a bargain for what you get. You get your
Yes.
complimentary champagne at midnight.
All the music
you
and
get
dessert.
party bags, and you get food, and you get fun, and a beautiful ambiance.
So what time do the doors open?
The doors open right at 9 or about 5 of 9.
Okay.
The-
So if you're going to the
Beethoven's
symphony
night.
and things like that, it's just timed perfectly for that.
That makes it a sublime evening. If
Yeah.
you go to that 1-hour performance at the Spokane Symphony, Beethoven's Ninth, it's just a 1-hour performance. You
Okay.
don't have to know a thing about music, and you will walk out being elated. Then half hour after that at the historic Davenport is the event.
Right.
So they work hand in hand, and when you do
Perfect.
the two together, you
What a
have
night.
a really special night.
Yes.
Christmas gifts.
And it's a good way to keep the ladies of the house happy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Isn't it?
And if you need to get a last-minute Christmas gift, or you need a Christmas gift for people who have,
How can they do that?
well, you call for the tickets at the box office.
Oh, okay.
And then just put it in an envelope or a little note saying you have a reservation, and
All right.
It's a great gift for that special person in your life,
Now,
because you're going to give them a memory.
Yes. Now, as chair of this, do you get to go to the Beethoven thing?
Are you kidding?
Yes, I was. I wanted to see the reaction. That's why I asked.
I love.
It's what I expected.
I love that performance.
Yes.
And I haven't been able to go to it since I was chair for the last 3 years.
Yes.
And
that's kind of what I suspected. Yeah, yeah. That's why I asked.
So,
well, Susan,
no.
thank you. This is fun. And again, if people want tickets, and it's a great Christmas gift, and it's a great night out in the best of Spokane between the symphony and putting on the Ritz at night and into the morning. What a great way to go.
Oh, it
into
is.
the new year, huh?
Yeah, it is a great way to ring in the new year.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Best
That's
of
a
luck.
lot of fun.
Enjoy that.
Thank you.
In some year, when you're not chair, you might get to go back to Beethoven's Ninth.
Yeah, I will do that. It's special.
Yeah,
It
it
really
is good.
is.
Thank you. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Now if you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Puttin' on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway.
See you tomorrow night, and thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rada Paint, over 80 years of quality, tradition, and trust. Find it in every can.
To help you be safe, Washington state law requires you to call 811 2 full business days before you plan, for example, to dig, drill, plow, pull from, or pound anything into the ground. Be prepared to provide the operator with the correct address, cross street, and a description of your work. You must mark the dig area with white paint. The operator will inform you of the utilities notified of your impending excavation. Wait for all their marks. Be safe and dig with care.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Welcome back to the Pulse of Spokane. Ken Adams here. My guest now is Tom Clark, and he's with the Spokane Association of Realtors. He is the chair of the Children's Clubhouse committee there at the Spokane Association of Realtors, and his job is sometimes a tough one. It's getting the other realtors in their crazy schedules to come down and kind of staff, I wanted to say man, the center, but we can't say that anymore. It's staff the center as volunteers. What a great project to take on. And how long have you realtors been doing this?
We reopened the clubhouse after Sacred Heart closed it down in 2010.
Okay.
So they closed it down due to funding issues, and we decided the real estate market wasn't really terrific in 2010. So the option for just writing checks and making a positive impact in the community were a little bit less as a result of realtor incomes being down in that time, and we decided, let's volunteer some time. Let's make a difference in the community by volunteering time. So the realtors restaffed the clubhouse in 2010. We've been doing it for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's I was talking about pictures of the set. I was talking to my producer in the other room here. I was telling you during the commercial as you were sitting down that I had a fella in today from a maid service. Matter of fact, he's an entrepreneur, and he was talking about that he took his mom or somebody into Sacred Heart there, and he has couple 5-year-olds, and he brought him to the children's clubhouse, and he said, I met the nicest realtor there. He remembered that it was a realtor, which
good.
I thought was great.
That is.
But he
That's very
said,
nice.
I wanted to know who was going to watch the kids and all. So he's a, a smart father and so forth. And but he just had positive things to say about what you guys are doing, and the ability then for him to go see his patient, his mother or sister, whoever it was. And I thought that was great.
Yeah.
So you're hearing some good stories about things that are...
Well, the nicest thing is, for a 1 3-hour shift per month.
Oh, that's not
all
bad.
we ask out of realtors.
That's
is 1
not
3-hour
bad.
shift per month
Yeah.
to make a difference in the community. And what it does is it takes a lot of pressure off of moms and dads
Yes.
when they're dealing with a sick child or a sick relative, such as this gentleman's mother.
Right.
And they've got other children, and what are you going to do with them?
Right.
And especially like spring break and Christmas breaks and things like that. You've
Right.
got kids at home. You don't have that option. And
Right,
so,
right.
So the clubhouse is a real nice way.
Well, and sometimes you don't want to take them up to the patient's room and...
Well, you can't sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you're
sometimes
right. I
they
hadn't
just
thought
can't,
about that, but
you know. But you're right. It's an interruption one way or the other.
Yeah,
There's some maybe there's children in there that are terminal.
Yes.
That have really serious issues.
Yes.
And mom and dad need to really pay attention and being tugged on the coat sleeve or something.
Now,
like that.
what drew you to say yes to be chair of this committee?
Well,
because obviously it's a lot of work.
It's not a huge amount of work. Probably recruiting is the hardest part. Just keeping the word out. And this is a very nice venue, but keeping the word out so that we can get more volunteers. We staff about 90 shifts per month, 80 to 90 shifts per month.
Okay.
They're 3-hour shifts, so 5 days a week, 2 shifts, 2 people.
Okay.
We like to have 2 people on each shift. Just
what are the hours, pretty much?
9 to noon is
9 to noon?
one shift, and 1 to 4.
Oh,
so
okay.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
And it's once the realtors get it in their schedule, they realize that it's not that hard to make that commitment. Yeah. And so once they're in pretty solid. And especially the whole idea is to play with kids.
Yeah.
To help kids.
How
have
can that
fun.
be bad, right? I mean,
Exactly.
Fun to be a kid, get on the floor, get on the toys,
right.
and read a book maybe or something.
We've got crafts, we've got games, we've got books, the kids always have to teach us how to fire up the Wii and the and the Xbox and some of the games that they have. But,
thanks for pointing out that some of us older folks have to have younger kids to show us how.
Well,
right?
we do. And fortunately, most of them have played them before, so they go, we'll push that button.
Great. Yeah, and then you feel like an idiot because, I could have done that.
So
but
worst thing we have to do is watch the kids have fun.
Oh, boy.
It's pretty tough duty.
So what time of the month do you do it? When do you?
My shift is the 4th Friday of every month in the morning.
All right. That's a good way to start your weekend, isn't
it? It isn't bad at all. And actually, I picked up a second shift this month. So there's always available shifts. Because people's schedules change. Things happen. I've got a client coming into town. I'm going to miss my shift, so I need someone to fill in for me.
Yeah. So other realtors that are watching, I assume, can others than just realtors? I mean, members of the Spokane Association of Realtors? I think of title companies and
we have title representatives,
banks,
we have
financial
loan officers,
right?
So
any of them can
affiliate members, sure, they can all volunteer.
Yeah. So they get in touch with you for that, right?
That would be perfect.
Okay. And how do they reach you?
They can reach me either through my cell phone number is the hardest phone number on earth. It's 499-9999. So they can call me and request a volunteer application. The process is fairly simple.
Yeah.
It includes a background check because of course Sacred Heart has liabilities and
absolutely.
And we want to make sure that they have only the finest folks there.
It makes everyone feel comfortable knowing that everyone's been checked out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's neat.
Yeah, so they can get a hold of me. They can get a hold of anyone at the Spokane Association of Realtors.
Okay.
They can go on our website, download an application.
Okay.
Make it as easy as possible for them.
That's great.
They turn in an app, they get an interview, they go through an orientation, and bingo.
Wow.
We put them in the schedule.
That sounds like fun. That really does sound like fun. Well, it's a great service to the community.
It's a nice way to have a positive effect.
And think of the parents and relatives and friends that are coming in to visit somebody that needs to have a visit, and they don't have to tag along, have their kids tag along and get anxious and everything else. Sure. They can be entertained. So.
And sometimes they just need a break. We'll have mom and dad come in with the kids for a couple hours sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Between appointments with doctors.
Oh, fun.
So the parents sometimes need a break too.
Yes.
We do, don't we? Or
grandparents, yeah.
That's right.
Well, Tom, thank you. Tom Clark, thank you very much for
My
what you
pleasure.
do. This is a great program, and I love it when an organization like the Spokane Association of Realtors steps up and does more than write a check, but really comes out wholeheartedly to support something good. So thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Merry
Thank
Christmas
you.
to you and,
You too.
and all your family. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Margaret Albaugh right after this.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Is your child having trouble coping with a personal disability, but don't know where to go? Consider our friends at Breakthrough Incorporated. Breakthrough takes great pride in mentoring their DDA clients who have intellectual disabilities and their BRS clients who have challenging behaviors toward the creation of safe, appropriate, ethically sound life goals. They integrate programs at school and home to enrich their lives. They work hard to make a positive difference in you and your family's lives. Breakthrough provides a highly structured, fully staffed residential setting in local neighborhoods, 6 in Spokane and 2 in the Tri-Cities. Diagnoses affect people differently, so their service to each resident is unique, giving them the opportunity to grow and evolve. For more information on Breakthrough, visit their website at breakthroughincorporated.org.
I really like the shower. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Take your time.
My guest right now is Margaret Albaugh. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Pretty good. I told you I'd mess it up, didn't I?
You got the gist.
Yeah, I got the gist. Okay. You're a photographer.
I am.
And I have to say, and I think I mentioned to you earlier, back when I was in high school, I wanted to be a photographer. I did the yearbook, and was the senior year the photographer, and enjoyed that. Thought I wanted to go into that full time. We worked with a professional photographer. I learned so much about doing portraits and things like that, and always wanted to do it. And then life takes, a different route. My wife paints pictures from my photos of old ghost towns.
Cool.
And so she entered a contest, and they, as a professional, and they said, well, it really looks nice, except the buildings are tilted. Well, yeah, 150-year-old building tilts out in a 100-mile-an-hour wind in the high desert.
They're not super well-kept buildings anymore.
No. But I love it, and I think I mentioned to you a grandson who's a photographer, and he loves doing that. He just absolutely loves doing it. So what I'm leading to is, what got you interested in photography? Something must have clicked at some point in time.
I've been interested ever since I was a little kid.
Oh, really?
I remember documenting my cats.
Okay.
And I would document their lives.
Yes.
And back then it was all film, so it was very expensive for my mom.
Yes.
But she supported me anyways.
You didn't have a dark room or anything?
Not at that I mean, I was like 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then when I got to middle school, I took a darkroom class, and we had, I went to a photography class at school and did the darkroom stuff there. And I wanted to continue through high school and college, but it just didn't feel practical.
Oh,
so
okay.
I didn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then after that, what led you from, did you go to college or university?
I did. I studied psychology at UC Davis.
So from photography to psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the reason the two are linked is because I'm really interested in people's stories.
Yeah. Okay. Now that makes sense.
Backgrounds, who they are.
And try to capture who they are.
Exactly.
Really, yeah.
And so I was studying a master's in school counseling, and I was getting burnt out at the time, so I went went back to photography. My husband was like, you just need to revisit this because it's obviously something you want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And I studied travel and street photography and got really into that. And then I realized when we had kids that I wanted to not just photograph them, but to really document them, who they are. You know, when my firstborn was a baby, I wanted to see what he was like as a baby, to remember how small he was next to his dad.
Yes.
What he was like, what kind of facial expressions, you know.
Now, was digital an in
and
thing?
So at that point, it was digital.
Okay, yeah.
So I wanted to capture, you know, what our life actually looked like.
Right.
Not just make pretty pictures of us.
So what do you mainly focus on now? People?
Right now, I focus on families.
Okay.
So those are my clients. My clients are largely families or their events, so like weddings, bar mitzvahs, reunions, but mostly like day in the life or morning in the life.
Okay.
So I'll go and I'll hang out for maybe a Saturday morning or something, or all day, and just document their day. Yeah.
So what do you like most about this? We all do our jobs, but what really is the one thing that you just get excited about?
I think what it does for the families, because it's
that impact on them.
Exactly. Like what I was saying, it's more than just pictures of them or snapshots. These are like really telling their stories.
Yeah.
So they can look back and say, oh yeah, my son used to do this all the time. I remember he always makes this face. Or my husband always used to like hug me like this. And, you know, the dads love it because they can relax.
Yes.
The kids love it because they get to be themselves. They're not always being told what to wear or how to smile.
They can cut up a little bit too.
Exactly. Yes.
And you're going to capture it.
Exactly. It's a celebration of who they are.
Yes.
And the moms love it because it's legitimately capturing the memories for them.
Yeah.
Because it's hard as a mom to go through day to day, and you're told all the time it goes by so fast, so you should really
and it does.
Hold on. It does.
It really does.
But as moms, we're really busy, and so we know that it's going to go by in a blink, but it's really hard to slow down and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So then I'm there to photograph it all, and they can look back and enjoy it. Yeah.
What's the hardest thing you do with a family to get them to smile, to get them to relax? Because I'm sure not everyone is a cakewalk to come in and they just are themselves. Do they get a little nervous? What tricks do you do to get them to relax?
Honestly, the more time, the longer the session is, the more they'll relax, the more they'll get it, and they'll be more willing to be themselves.
So some of your best pictures probably come halfway through or later.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think when they look at my website and they really see what I do, that helps get the idea across.
Okay.
They don't always need to smile. They don't always need to look perfect. In fact, it's even better when they're not, because it's more authentic to whoever they are, and it's whoever their family is.
Yeah. The photographer I was mentioning back in high school taught me, he said, when you do portraits and so forth, they don't need to show their teeth.
Right.
They can they can smile without their teeth and so forth. And I've always thought about that since. And I still see the pictures out there, the photographs with people smiling, and I'm going, they don't need to do that to say who they are.
Because it feels very artificial. It feels very contrived.
Yes.
I go around life. Like
say
this.
cheese, right? I mean, isn't that what we used to do as kids?
And
so
even those smiles aren't necessarily our authentic smiles.
Right.
You know, it's the smiles when we're laughing or when we're goofing off of each other. Those are the.
Now you have a website. Where can people get more information? Where can they see your beautiful photography?
Yeah, margaretalbaugh.com.
Okay. Spell the last name.
Albaugh.
Okay.
So it's like Jessica Alba with an at the end.
Yeah. That's why I goofed in there.
Yeah. So they can check me out there.
Now, are you doing this full time?
Not yet. I would like to move.
But that's where you're headed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you think you'll be there?
Maybe in a year or two.
Okay.
Right now, I also do a lot of personal projects.
Okay.
So I divide my time between doing client work and personal projects.
Yeah, good. Good for you. That's exciting. It's fun to see folks really follow their passion, and sometimes it doesn't happen overnight to get there, but you're working on it.
Exactly.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
And your husband is tolerant of all this photography?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been very supportive. Yeah. And he gets it and he enjoys it too. Like he loves that I can just take pictures of them doing whatever it is that they're doing. So
yeah, I bet there's not much privacy anywhere at home or anywhere you go, is there?
My family's very used to me always having a camera.
One last question, and that is, when you switched from film to digital, was that hard to do? Or did you feel like you were kind of giving up some of the craft from being on film?
For me personally, it felt liberating because at the time I still felt like I was learning a lot.
Yes.
So it didn't feel as restrictive when I made mistakes.
Yes.
It didn't feel as costly.
Right.
But I definitely understand how some film photographers feel like they're losing the craft a bit.
Right.
Because you really have to be aware of the images that you're taking and aware of what's going on in
but you can also see what you're doing at the time and make adjustments.
Exactly.
Which is much easier
really
than
nice.
the old film days, hoping that it comes out when you see them
exactly.
2 or 3 days later, right? Yeah, been there, done that, going, oh, that was a wasted day.
Yes.
So,
I forgot to stop down for that photo.
Yes.
And trying to make up for that in a darkroom is really hard.
I hear you. Well, great. Margaret, thank you for what you do. I think it's great. And if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
You can just email me.
Okay.
You can find my website, and there's a contact form there.
Okay. All right. So you're taking appointments, right? If people call or email.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
I do
great.
free consults, so we can always discuss it.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you. It's
Thank
kind of
you.
fun to see someone who's doing their craft like this.
Thank you.
I kind of get
Yeah.
excited and here I am doing video, right? Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Margaret. You have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with a life coach right after this.
Hi, folks. Sammy Eubanks here, inviting you to join us for our Blue Christmas show with our very special guests, the Zach Cooper Band, December 22nd, 8 p.m. at the Knitting Factory Concert House in downtown Spokane. Tickets are available from all the band members all over town. You can go to SammyEubanksLive.com for more information. Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Larry Myers, owner of River Ridge Hardware. Welcome to our garden center here on the corner of Garland and Driscoll. We have fresh plants that come in weekly from all of our local growers. We can make your garden look like our garden. Here at River Ridge, we've been here 30 years. We're your full-service neighborhood hardware store. This is our sprinkler aisle, where my knowledgeable staff will help you put together your sprinkler system so it will make your yard lush green for the spring and summer. This is River Ridge Hardware's rental center, where we provide a multitude of equipment for rent for the do-it-yourselfer. Next time you're working on your home or yard this spring and summer, stop by, say hi, and we'll help you get the project done.
Welcome back. Sarah Webb, who is not a life coach, but a business coach. Right? Now, that's not like flying business coach, is it? Yeah, okay. All right. So I labeled you wrong in the intro and everything else, and so I'll go to my corner after the telecast and all that. Sarah, tell me, what is a business coach?
Okay, so that's actually, it's kind of a loaded question, really.
I try to ask those tough ones, yeah.
No, that's okay. A business coach is essentially someone who comes in at a time of a business or person hitting that ceiling of they know that they need to get somewhere else and they know that it's right there in front of them, but they just don't know the steps to take. So that's when the business coach comes in and takes you to that place by setting up some goals and keeping you accountable to what you want to do and how you want to do it and holding you to that. But with that also, business coaching, I mean, there's so many different layers to it.
Okay.
You've got all the different layers in a business. You know, you've got your marketing, you've got your products, you've got your employees, you've got everything. And so together a business coach sits down with you and puts it all into a pot and figures it out which way needs to go where and who needs to do what and go that direction.
Let's move your mic just a little closer so we can hear you. I think that's interesting, and I think as especially smaller businesses where the 1 or 2 or 10 people are really working, they get so mired in the day-to-day, trying to solve the problem, everything from cash flow to sales to all the things that you mentioned, that sometimes it's hard to take that step back or a step to the side and say, I want to do this, but I don't have time for it today.
Right.
But how do we get there?
Right.
So you can help them identify that. And
so identify the goals, lay those goals out. So when you get into the day-to-day activities, you've got somebody back here who's essentially in your corner that says, oh, hey, let's not forget about this, let's not forget about that, and push you towards that direction of getting the things done that are going to take it from here to
now,
there.
how do you do that? Obviously, you meet with them and talk about their goals and everything, but are you on the phone? Are you texting? Are you standing outside their office, going,
with
number 3 goals? I mean, how do you do that?
So it's actually what we do. I mean, locally, if it's here local, it is a meeting, a weekly meeting.
Okay.
I do a lot of things with clients online.
Okay.
So we do group coaching calls, we do one-on-one coaching calls, we do webinars and trainings and different things to get them to the place.
And today we have all of those channels available to us too, don't we? I mean, it's really kind of, you think about it, it used to be the phone, and I was telling someone this morning, if no one answered at the other end, that was it. You couldn't even leave a message, and today, if they don't answer,
video message.
Or in a lot of people, I'd rather just text than call anyway, because we can keep the conversation a little shorter. But what's the number one issue that you're finding as you talk with your business leaders and others today that they're most worried about, that they really want to get to that next level?
It's really just creating goals.
Okay.
And that's one of the things on the first thing that we do is we take a lot of time to sit down and write down the goals.
Okay.
What are your goals? What are your business goals? What are your life goals?
Right.
And then break it down from there into why. Why are these your goals? And what does it need to look like to get to this goal, even if it's an obscene goal? What would you need to do? And then we just break it down from there. So I'd say the number one struggle is setting goals and holding yourself accountable. So goals,
and you help them do that, don't you?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. And how many, when you sit down, and are the goals mainly for the next 6 months or a year, the next 5 years, or a combination of all that?
It's a combination of everything.
Okay.
So set it down for, your weekly goals, your monthly goals, your yearly goals, your lifetime goals, and then just take a look at it from the outside looking in to establish which ones need to be done.
What I hear you saying is that it's, number one, going to start off by helping make that business person more productive, because they're going to start focusing.
Exactly.
And if they're paying someone to come in and be the coach, then they're probably going to follow through as well.
Right.
It seems that we always do that. If we're paying for something, then there's the incentive, I better do my part.
Right. And it all starts out with a great idea.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get to a point, like I said earlier, the ceiling, and you just don't know what to do to get through that threshold. And,
Right. So what's the name of your company?
So it's just plain and simple, Sarah Webb Business Coach.
Okay. And tell me about, how can people, is that the website?
Yep. So it's sarahwebbbusinesscoach.com.
Okay.
We've got Facebook page, we've got website, we've got Instagram. It's just my own.
You're all on the social media everywhere. And you have to be.
Yes.
Don't you?
You do.
I mean, you really do. Okay. And a phone number, is there a phone number people can call you on?
Yeah, it's 509-475-6476.
Okay.
We are doing, in the beginning of January, I'm not 100% sure yet, but I am hosting a live Facebook ads training here local in the Spokane area. And that's just kind of my part here for the community to help the local small businesses, big businesses, individuals learn how to actually create a good, successfbe Facebook ad the right way.
Yes, and there are the good ways and the bad ways.
There are.
So I'm guessing probably the best thing to do would be to go onto your Facebook site and like it, so that you can get the information and kind of follow through. So, well, thank you, Sarah, for coming in. Great program, great opportunity. One of the things that we keep finding here is so many people that are starting businesses and so forth, And some of them really are comfortable in where they're going, and some I can see need some hand-holding to get it to be successful, so they're not one of those businesses that folds in 6 months or a year.
Right.
And that's really what you can help do too.
Yeah, and that's what I'd love to see is all these small business owners and dreamers just take it to that next level.
I love that. Owners and dreamers.
Yes.
That's a good way to call some of us dreamers. So, well, Sarah, thank you very much. Have a happy, a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too.
And this is a great, again, your business is?
Sarah Webb Business Coach.
That's kind of easy to remember. Thank you. We're going to be back next week. But next week, my host is going to be Colin Pittman, who has been at Texas Christian University. He's back this weekend, and for the next couple of weeks, he's going to replace me, so you'll have a young face in here on the Pulse of Spokane. Have a great week, everybody.
The Pulse of Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by Spokane Talks Media, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Breakthrough Incorporated and Homes for You. Ask a question, recommend a guest, and hear this program again online anytime at SpokaneTalksMedia.com. We wish you a great day.